Hello and welcome back to another Firestorm Games unboxing video. This time we're taking a look at the new tanks game from Gale Force 9, which is the World War II tank skirmish game. Now this particular set is the Panther versus Sherman starter set, and on the front here we have a Panther and also a Jagdpanzer inside, just to the left there as well. Now if I flip this over and on the back we can see we've got kind of a brief introduction as to what the game is, and also an example of the cards and also the actual miniatures we get in here. Now this game is a very kind of stripped down skirmish game. Very straightforward to play indeed, and it involves basically tanks facing off against each other, and instead of using stat lines and rulebooks you use the cards that we've already seen. So let's open this up and take a look at the contents inside. So first things first, we have the tank's rulebook itself. Now this is a guide that explains exactly how to play the game. Everything is really nicely diagrammed and laid out like this. It explains the rules in these sections before giving you an in-game example for just like this impassable terrain one here. This moves on, we go on to explaining attack dice, also how cover works, things like that, before coming to the keyword reference. So there's only roughly about 13 pages of rules in this game. Very straightforward to play indeed, and also to learn. The rest of it is about building up your platoon. It's also some mission objectives there, and also some assembly guides. And finally on the back page we have a quick reference sheet as well. You can just see how short this is, and explains the whole shooting and movements, how the game sequence progresses. So now we've looked at the rulebook, let's move on to looking at some of the cards. So the first cards we'll be looking at are the actual tank stat cards that I've got here. Now in the game you get a Panther, you also get an option to build a Jagdpanzer as well, and you also get 2 Sherman 76mm or 2 Sherman 75mm. And as you can see, you've also got lots of different cards for other tanks that aren't actually in the game, such as the Panzer IV, the Stug. We've also got the Pershing. We've got some British tanks at the back, and also some Soviet tanks as well. And this is great because even though you don't actually have the tanks in the set, you've got the cards already. And if you already play Flames of War, these are the same miniatures. You can just kind of use them from there without having to buy the cards. You actually get one of each in this set here. Now the cards themselves are really nice because all the rules that you need to know are explained clearly on this set. Now most of these numbers actually refer to how many dice you roll for attacking, for defending, how many hit points you've got. Also gives you a rough idea as to any special rules that you've got. For example here, the German tanks have got the Blitzkrieg option, which allows you to make a single move instead of making a repair damage roll in the command phase. You also get the name of the tank and also the points cost at the top there. So very straightforward tanks, and you've got these little sections here, little crew sections that you just attach your little crew cards to, which can give you additional effects. So the next cards we have are the damage cards. Now these damage cards are applied when your tank is critically hit, and instead of taking a single damage point, you instead draw one of these cards. Now these cards sometimes will have a special rule here, or have a damage value here. For example, this card just does 2 damage instead of the normal 1, but if I just flip through here, you can see we've got Ammo Explosion, which does a 3 damage, it's quite nasty, and also you do +1 damage for each ammo card that's on your tank, so it can be quite nasty. You can probably take your tank out if you're unlucky enough to draw that. But we've also got some cards which are repairable. For example, we've got Damaged Engine here, which can be removed in your command phase. So these cards are really nice because it adds a different kind of level of depth into the actual combat phase. Not only are your tanks just going to get hit points added to, they're actually going to get possibly their engines are going to get worse. They can just explode in one turn just in a puff of smoke because you've hit their ammo reserves, for example. So it really adds a nice little kind of tactical layer to the game. So that's the cards looked at. Let's look at some of the cardboard tokens. So here we have some of the card sheets that you get in this game. We've got all the tokens are actually on here. We've also got these nice little kind of cardboard buildings that you can use if you don't have any other scenery. So for example, we've got damage tokens here, we've got objective tokens, we've got destroyed tank markers that you place next to your tank to symbolise it's been destroyed. We've also got these movement indicators as well. It just determines how far you've moved in a particular turn. We've also got some larger areas, such as this forest area here, which is double-sided like so. And also on this one here, we have a few more kind of tree sections, and also have these little tokens here. Now these are good because you can, if you've got multiples of the same tank, you can apply these little markings to your tanks, and you can identify which one you've got. One for the tank and then one for the card as well. We've also got these little movement rulers here as well. Just pop one of these out. You can just see the cardboard's quite nice and firm and thick as well, so should be quite durable when you're playing your games. So now we've looked at the actual cardboard tokens and also the cards, let's move on to the sprues themselves. So here we have the sprue for the Jagdpanzer and also the Panther. Now this coloured plastic here makes it really nice and easy to identify your own tanks on the battlefield as compared to the Allied green. Now this actual sprue gives, like I said, gives you enough components to build both a Panther that can also be switched out to a Jagdpanzer as well, which is a really nice little feature. If you're a player of Flames of War, you'll be very familiar with these kits indeed, and the quality of them is really nice. You can see here we've got all these detailings on the Jagdpanzer hull there. So the next sprue that we have is the Sherman sprue. Now you get two of these because obviously you get two Shermans in the set. And this actually gives you enough components to assemble a normal Sherman hull and then both a Sherman Firefly 76mm cannon and also the standard 75mm cannon as well. We've got quite a few different options on here. So we've got the Browning machine guns, we've got two different versions of that 30 cal there. Very nice detailing on this particular kit as well, you can see from the hull. We've also got these single set tracks as well, very useful for actually quickly assembling your miniatures. So as before, this is actually a Flames of War sprue as well, so if you've already played the game you'll be very familiar with these particular kits. So let's get both of these kits assembled and take a look at the assembled miniatures. And here we have the assembled miniatures. Now they really were easy to put together. The instructions were very clear and all the parts and components fitted together really nicely. Now the detailing on these particular kits really is fantastic, especially when you consider the small scale that they're in. Now whilst this is a fantastic kit, there is one downside, and that is if you're a beginner. Experienced wargamers and modelers will have no problem assembling this kit. However, if it's something you've never done before, you will need to make sure you have to hand some clippers, a hobby knife and also some plastic glue. Also, if you're looking for a straight out of the box experience, you're not going to get it with tanks. You will need to put some time into assembling your tanks before you can start playing the game. However, when you consider the price point of this particular kit, which is priced at £18 RRP, it really is not a bad trade-off. Now there is one particular thing that I really like about these kits, is the fact that you can customise them. You can field them, the Sherman, both as a 75mm version and also the 76mm version, and with the Panther you can field it either as the Panther or you can field it as the Jagdpanzer. This kit versatility really is great, as it means you get double the options in the game. You can field not only a Panther, but you can also field a Jagdpanzer if you want to, and it really allows you to mix up your games as you see fit. So now we've looked at the miniatures themselves, let's move on and get an overall summary for the starter set. So that was the Panther vs Sherman starter set for tanks, and overall a really nice starter set. You get everything you need to start playing tanks. You got your dice, your tokens, you even get some cardboard scenery, of course you get the rulebook, and finally you also get your the tanks themselves. Now also nice about this set, I've already mentioned, is the fact you even get the cards for the tanks that aren't even in this set, which means if you're already a Flames of War player you can start using those straight away. Now the RRP for the set is £18, however you can pre-order it currently on the Firestorm Games web store, and I'll pop a link in the description below, for £16.20, and really is a great price for a starter set like this. You get 3 tanks and everything you need, so compared to some of the other starter sets out on the market, it really is fantastic value for money. Now the great thing about the set is it acts as a fantastic bridge between games such as X-Wing and Attack Wing to more war games such as Flames of War. I mean, you can even use these same tanks in the game, so it acts as a really excellent springboard between those. Now in this video I just focus mainly on the set itself and unbox the components. However, next time I'm going to be doing a little bit of demo play, explaining very briefly how the game plays so you can get an idea before you actually pick it up yourself. So what I'll do is I'll pop a link in the description below, like I said, which take you directly to the tanks page on the Firestorm Games web store, and you can pre-order this set as well as all of the other expansions as well. So until next time, thanks for watching and goodbye.